Hey everybody, welcome to Rider Club Radio, the podcast all about Kamen Rider. I'm Jeff.
And I'm Liam.
This week we watched Kamen Rider Ghost episode 33, Animal Sentai Zyuohger episode 16, and Kamen Rider Amazons episode 8. Were they all great, Liam?
No, they weren't, actually.
Well, why don't you tell us about the greatest of them that's obviously going to be good, Ghost.
Yeah, we'll start with the good one, then we'll talk about the two shitty ones.
Just like every week.
So this week on Kamen Rider Ghost, episode 33.
The corniest shit that has ever happened on a television show happens for about 24 minutes.
We'll get to that. I have a lot to say about this episode, but let's talk about a little plot summary first. So the Ganmizers show up again because that's just what they do. And they start shooting, and everyone has a big fight. And they steal all of Takeru's ghosts, and then they blow up his icon, his me icon, the self icon. So Takeru, not having a vessel for his soul, disappears. He fades away, and everyone's like, oh no,
you get like this little tiny bit of the drama that happened the first time he died, but it's completely fucking flat because you know he's coming back by the end of the episode. You saw it in the episode preview.
They for a couple minutes they go, let's go destroy some gates. Yeah, I'm coming with you. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go wash some floors. Yeah, I gotta make a couple phone calls.
I love how, what's her name? Urison was like, wow, they got over that really fucking fast, didn't they?
The Urison says, wow, they sure got over that fast, and the old man says, that's because, they're just trying to distract themselves, not because the show is badly written, okay?
He says that specifically, it was very awkward.
Everyone cries. The phrase, he's for sure not coming back, is uttered quite a few times.
Oh my god, so many times.
He's definitely, this time is the last time for sure he's not coming back. He's dead. The takoyaki stand is now run by a girl named Harumi, who we're supposed to know.
Her granddaughter, who we met for 4 seconds in a previous episode.
She was in The Legend of the Legendary Legend.
Who gives a fuck?
so that's I don't know, that everyone acts like she's been around.
The takoyaki shop is now manned by who gives a fuck. The character.
Everyone's like, they look at her and they're like, oh hey Harumi, what's up? Like we already fucking know her.
Yeah.
Like, she was here
when
the
that
whole
happened, I said out loud, "Who the fuck is this?"
I thought she was maybe the daughter of the Nobunaga guy, or like I was racking my brain, like Little John the Thief maybe was it? Like it's one of these girls from the random one-offs. No, it's someone else. So she runs the stand now, it doesn't fucking matter. They eat some takoyaki. The gang comes up with a pretty clever plan to get rid of the Ganmizers by throwing them into a pocket dimension in a random spot in space-time.
Yeah. How much care and thought was put into that? Let's just dump them into another dimension. We don't know anything about that place or the people we're dooming to death.
It could be our dimension 3 days ago. Who knows? So they throw the Ganma into a pocket in space-time, but it doesn't work. He pops out, and then they decide to all wish really hard, and it brings Takeru back, and Takeru also comes back with a super icon, and he blows up the Ganmas and he blows up the tablets, so they're not invincible anymore.
Yeah,
and
he does it with like the power of pure CG. He doesn't transform or anything. It's just all CG.
They don't have a suit yet, so he's got to be CG, and he blows up the tablet. And that's the fucking end. So, Jeff, what did you think of Kamen Rider Ghost episode 33?
In Kamen Rider Ghost episode 33, it was confirmed 100%, no one could ever bring up any evidence against it, that everyone in this series is completely fucking useless except Takeru.
Yeah, they come up with a
brilliant plan. Brilliant plan that should, for all intents and purposes, work. But it doesn't, because Takeru's the only character that matters.
Yeah, they're like, well, we gotta do it without Takeru. Let's come up with a clever idea. Akari uses her science brain. They bring around plot elements from before. She took the time crystals from before and has that notebook. And so they bring it all into this thing. They actually have like the end of some sort of arc. There's little throwbacks, there's a payoff, but it doesn't fucking go anywhere.
No, they fail horribly.
It's useless in the end, and so they fall on the ground, and they're like, gee, I sure wish Takeru was here, and then he pops up. What's up, guys?
You know, it reminded me of, like, this happens a lot in Japanese media where somebody dies and everybody has, like, a memento of that person in a group and they use that to rally around. Except he just comes back at the end of the episode.
Yeah. They all stand in a row and talk about how much they love Takeru, and then he comes back.
You know, there's a reason why they never did that trope with Dragon Ball Z, because Goku keeps coming back. It's weird that they did it in Ghost, where Takeru keeps coming back.
Yeah, I don't know. You think it would be like tomorrow, one of the Ganmas stabs him through the heart, and they're like, oh well, alright, everybody get in the prayer circle.
We'll
meet at
wish
5
really
p.m.
hard.
tomorrow. Yeah, we'll bring him back.
I love how it doesn't really have any basis in the lore of the show, if you could even call it that.
No.
They literally just wish really hard, and he comes back.
See, in episode, I think it was 12, when he first bites it for real, there is some kind of logic behind it. His father appears and he gives him a nice little speech. They connect across time and space.
His father gives up his soul so that Takeru can get 99 more days.
Yeah, it's a nice little character moment, and it makes a lot more sense than what the fuck this is. Does he have another 99 days, or is the clock just going again?
How many pieces of the self-soul were there? Were there 7?
I think there were 7.
Did they gather the 7 pieces of the self-soul and wish to the dragon Shenlong?
I'm gonna gather the 7 pieces of the self-soul and wish that I never fucking met you.
Oh, that is a wish that I can get right behind.
This was an episode that's, I feel nothing. It's supposed to be the most emotional episode so far, but like usual, it's just a mess of convenient writing and grandstanding for Takeru about how he's amazing and everyone else is worthless.
See, that's the thing. In the previous time he died, however long ago that was, who cares? Who cares about this show?
60-something days ago, I don't know.
He died however long ago. That was the most heart-wrenching part of the series. That was the most emotional, the one that made us actually care about these characters for like an episode.
Yeah.
And this is just a complete rehash of that.
Don't do a death twice. Don't throw a rider into the river and then pull him out and then throw him into the river again, because we know he's going to get pulled out a second time.
It's like I said, it's like a little piece of that previous death arc. A little tiny bit, but it doesn't pull at your heartstrings whatsoever. Because it's the same shit again. What does it matter?
Yeah, it's the same. I guess it's different from his time running out, but I mean, it's still him dying on screen and fading away, and then he just pulls out some horse shit to come back. And oh, by the way, he's also got an icon now. He's got a...
Yeah, where did that come from?
I don't know. I assume we'll get an explanation next episode. Speaking of explanations, are we ever going to find out why the Ganmeisers all look like Adele?
They just scanned him or whatever, I guess.
I wish they could have taken 10 seconds to explain
He's
that.
in control of it. I wonder if they're actually ever going to explain the fucking, what's it called? The Grateful Soul, spazzing out. They do a little bit. They're like, it's the source of power.
The source of all power.
Children aren't going to understand that shit.
I'm an adult and I didn't understand it.
Well, the icons didn't come from the Ganmeisers, though, so it doesn't make any sense.
No, yeah, you see them infusing them in the flashback, so the Ganmeisers don't have shit to do with the icons, I don't think.
The Ganmeisers are the source of power.
They're the source of all power. Electrical power, solar power, ghost power.
I'm just really glad that we don't have to see the stupid fire Ganmeiser again. That's the only good thing that came out of this whole episode.
He shows up so often, he might as well be a mook. We
were talking about how fucking, what's his name, Javert showed up so much to begin with in the series. Yeah. Fuck, the Fire Ganmeiser beat Javert's record by, like, double.
It's the fastest way to make you not give a fuck about a villain or make them not threatening is have them show up and get their ass beat a bunch of times.
Yeah, not even that. Like, at least Javert showed up and got his ass beat with a new upgrade. And they had to struggle against him to begin with. This Fire Ganmeiser shows up, and...
They keep killing him.
They kill him immediately in one hit.
Speaking of which, is Gyro gone? He's not back. Did they actually kill him?
Yeah, he's dead.
It was like, Seiji Tekka, you're not doing very well. You get 2 episodes.
He might come back later. They're really big on reusing shit in this series. But, fucking... They keep destroying it in one hit. It's like a fucking RPG when you're way too overleveled for an area. The monster shows up and you kill it in one hit, and you take 5 steps, and the monster attacks again, and you kill it in one hit.
Here's how I would have done this episode.
Oh boy.
Just for shits. There's no reason to do this, but I think it would be funny.
The fucking top writer in Hollywood, Liam. To tell...
Toei steals ideas from me all the time, so I'm just going to throw this one out here.
That's
and see
actually
what they
true.
do with it. Yeah.
That's actually true, folks.
So they build a time-space portal.
Okay.
So, let's think of this.
Does it work this time?
No. Okay, so the Ganmeiser kills Takeru, And then the next day they build a time-space portal that accidentally sends the Ganmiser a day into the past so that he can kill Takeru. And that's the twist. They actually fucked it up.
They caused it? That's not much of a twist, because the Ganmiser would have killed him anyway.
I guess, yeah, it doesn't really affect anything.
What a shitty episode, Liam. I give this episode 2 thumbs down.
What if they sent the Ganmiser back to when Takeru was a little child, and he killed him right away?
And it touched him? Man, that'd be some Hollywood gravitas.
I think you took that in a direction that I was not going to take it. I meant he was going to kill him because he's a defenseless child that you can murder really easily.
That's true. No, he has infinite potential. Ganmisers can't do anything against that.
That's right. Yeah, we saw that this episode.
Infinite potential means that nothing matters anymore. As long as you just yell about believing in yourself, nothing fucking matters. You can come back from the dead. You
can see people's memories.
You can come back from the dead like 8 times. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, infinity times.
I love, 3 times during this episode, Takeru says, I know why I can see people's memories now. I know how I can see people's memories now. And then finally at the end, he says, so I could touch their hearts.
Yeah.
But why?
But why,
how?
Motherfucker? Yeah, what is it?
What are you? What the fuck is Ghost? Everything else is ghosts, and they can't do this shit.
There's no... It's so ill-defined. Everything about the show is so ill-defined. There's no effort put into the world building and the setting.
Yeah, that's why I said lore with 16 quotation marks around it earlier. Yeah. There's nothing. We still don't even know what the fucking ghost world is exactly. Well, except that it's actually the Gamma world. We learned that this episode.
Gamma, not Ganma. Gamma. Toei romanizations.
I want to go on a tangent for a minute.
Go for it.
It's when Toei romanizes something, they don't know English, okay? They just fucking whatever. They don't care.
Yeah.
No one in Japan cares what the romanization of something is. You see that the form that's a fucking lion, a cheetah, and a tiger in O's is called La Tora Tar. Even though the last word is cheetah. And you motherfuckers put that on the wiki. That's in the wiki. That's
okay. The wiki is run by it's run by very special people. It's run by a subset Yeah, it drives me insane. Everything on the wiki is stupid, but I see people using that. YouTube comments are also stupid. But I see people using that in, comments and discussions on websites. I see people who 100% accept Biclosser. Is Biclosser Toei, or is that someone else?
I think it's Toei, but it's Brother's Fist Bicrosser is what it is. But they romanize it as Biclosser. Space Sheriff Gavon is romanized as Space Marshal Gabin. But nobody uses that because it's stupid.
You know what I like? I don't know if this is the official romanization or if it's just people being dumb, but they call Oz's Tajador form, they call it Tajadol.
Yeah,
because it uses the power of a condol.
That is the... uses the power of a cheetar. But that's the official romanization. And what kills me is that, everything I ever see online says Go Ranger for Himitsu Sentai Go Ranger, but the official romanization is Go Ranger. You can't fucking have your cake and eat it too, motherfucker. Either use all the terrible romanization or none of it. Those are your choices.
I pick and choose, which is why I say Kabutoro and not Kabuto Law for Stronger's Bike, because Kabuto Law sounds dumb as fuck.
Kabuto Law sounds fucking awesome.
No, it doesn't. Kabutoro flows. It's a flowing Kabutoro.
Kabuto Law is amazing. It sounds like something that fucking Judge Dredd would ride around on.
He's gonna uphold the law, but he doesn't fight criminals, he fights robots, so fuck it.
He is the law.
No, he's not. Kamen Rider Stronger is not the law.
He is the law.
No. He's a vigilante.
He's the law.
He's dangerous.
That's right. He's the law. It's Kabuto Law, man.
Fuck you, it's Kabutoro.
It's awesome.
Don't listen to Toei's lies.
Yeah, Toei's full of shit. It's I've mentioned Dragon Ball Z 8 times. I gotta get my 25 times every episode in. It's like Krillin's hat says Kalilin on it, but
Kalilin.
nobody fucking calls him that.
In the official manga, they translate it as Kuririn, which is impossible to pronounce, even though it's basically the same thing.
But there's so many things in Dragon Ball that are impossible to pronounce in the actual names. Like, Goku's Cloud.
Kintoon.
And his fucking bow that I've always called the Neo bow, which is actually Noibo. I was flipping letters. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Let's just talk about
this episode of Ghost sucks.
Yeah, this episode of Ghost was bad. I wouldn't say the worst one, but
no, it's not the worstest.
Is it poop? It's just full of. I chuckled at a few points. That wasn't like gut laughter, but like
I was like cringing the whole episode.
I was when they were all gathering around wishing for Takeru to come back. I was covering my face, like I couldn't see it properly. I was
embarrassed.
I was a little embarrassed for everyone on screen.
It's when they're all standing in line and the camera keeps cutting to the exact same shot of them standing up and yelling one of Takeru's catchphrases.
I believe in myself.
One after another,
I believe in myself.
I cringed so fucking hard that if you would have been able to take the power that I used to cringe that hard, you would be able to solve the energy crisis.
We watched this week a TV show about a bunch of people in rainbow suits that turn into animals, and I thought it was great, and I didn't cringe once. But this episode about people trying to bring back a dead friend was fucking horrible and embarrassing.
This show is. We've talked about this the past few episodes of Rider Club Radio, but this show is not aimed at like 10 or 12-year-olds anymore.
Yeah,
it's aimed at like kindergartners.
Like Kamen Rider is never aimed at me. It's like I can, but I can enjoy it a lot. Despite that, there's a lot of good shit in there. But this is like Ghost is really missing the mark.
Yeah, it's seriously like it's like the Superhero Squad cartoon in America, like the little chibi Captain America and stuff.
My friend used to despise this one thing about that show because Captain America would call everyone squatties. He'd be like, "Squatties, let's go."
Oh my god!
I would call him a squatty all the time. And it would piss him right the fuck off.
What a great story!
This was when we were in like college. I don't know how he learned this fact.
He loves that show.
I'd be like, "Squatty, let's go." He'd be like, "Shut the fuck up, Liam."
He loves that show.
Yeah, he must secretly love it. I mean, we're watching Ghosts, so we can't really make fun of him for it.
That's just attacking somebody for having your own faults, which is just the internet.
Glass houses and all that.
This episode, like, it pained me to watch. I wanted to turn it off several times. I was like, will people know that I didn't finish watching this episode if we talk about it?
You gotta watch the door, make sure no one sees you looking at it.
I did actually turn sideways on the couch so somebody wouldn't walk up behind me and see it.
Yeah, I don't know. This is as far as Ghost episodes go, this one was particularly weak. Let us speak no more of it.
There was only one... I want to speak more of it.
Oh, well, fuck them.
There was only one moment in the whole episode that made me feel anything, and it only happened for a split second. It was when Kanon was like, "I'll never get to see a smile again," and then I realized that she's a completely worthless character that's never done anything in this show.
she's throwaway. You have, like, Onari being a goof. They're all trying to cry, and Onari's jumping around being a goof, and Yurisen's like, "Whoop, I guess he's dead forever." And you're like... What am I supposed to feel in this scene? What is an audience supposed to feel while watching this show?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Keep a tone. You're supposed to feel like spending money. That's what you're supposed to feel.
Well, I have two icons sitting on my desk right now, so I guess you got me.
Oh my god!
I got Spectre and I got Nobunaga.
I've never spent money on Ghost merchandise.
I'm probably gonna get Napoleon like a sucker because I like him.
You're the target audience for this show, an idiot who is easily parted with his money.
Filthy white pigs who want to spend lots of dollars.
I wonder if that's on a chart somewhere in Toei headquarters, like children, adults, white pigu.
White losers with lots of disposable income.
It's not only white pigu who enjoy Kamen Rider in the West. There are other types of people.
There are many people who watch Kamen Rider, and all of them are nice.
Yeah, this episode sucked. It's done. Who cares?
Yeah,
Let's talk about Animal Sentai Zyuohger
Well, hang on, buddy.
16.
I have news to report first.
I don't care about your news.
I have some news. So the Kamen Rider Mach and Heart film is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
I do remember.
Everyone was confirmed to be there. Kamen Rider Drive's going to be in it. Kiriko's going to be in it. The whole SCU is going to be in it. And
Chase is going to be in it?
Chase is going to be in it. And there are hilarious press photos of Mach posing with all of them and making like a pissed off angry face behind them while they stand and smile. And
that's not a joke. Like, that's just what he looks like. Have you not seen cast photos before?
No, I haven't.
Everybody else is always like really smiley and happy, and he just looks like he fucking hates life and he doesn't want to be around them at all. That's just what he looks like.
He looks like he was having a sleep and they woke him up after 2 hours and were like, "You got to do this shoot," and he's like, "I fucking."
Like, seriously, I guess he's just like a serious person or something, but he's terrible at doing goofy shit for the camera.
It's a bunch of very funny photos, intentional or not. You should check them out.
They might be intentional. They might have picked up on the fact that he's such a sourpuss. He's got resting bitch face.
It reminds me of that bit, I don't remember, I think it was when Mach and Chaser go to rescue a hostage or something. And they send Drive a little video saying, like, "Hey, the hostage is safe." And Chaser is making a perfectly straight face, and Mach looks incredibly pissed off that he has to work with Chaser. And he gives, like, that angry thumbs up, and Chaser looks back, and he's like, oh yeah, and he gives the thumbs up. My favorite shot in all of Kamen Rider Drive.
That's actually my favorite shot, too.
Remember characters that were fun and interacted with each other in fun ways?
God, those were the days, right? What a quaint time that was.
Yeah, it seems so long ago now.
The times they are a-changin'. We get to see all those people again in the Heart and Mach movie, though.
Coming to a theater near you.
Hopefully it won't be a weird fucking David Lynch movie like the Chaser movie was.
I hope it is. I hope someone tears their own flesh apart trying to grasp their humanity in a dream sequence.
It wasn't like David Lynch. That's really giving David Lynch, like... It's really fucking him over bad.
That's giving Lynch a bad shake. Come on.
It's like I described it as like The Jar.
Yeah.
It's like a terrible fucking college movie that somebody made and thought they were being deep. The story itself is fine, and the action in it's pretty good, but the fucking cinematography...
Yeah.
What the hell?
They should have showed the tits.
Yeah, they really should have. It was for... they showed man tits all over the place. So.
Yeah, but... just go all the way with it.
Yeah, show the tits, and then, like, the tits morph into somebody's mother's face, and they yell at them.
That's good. You should. I could be
a college movie student.
I think Jeff has a history with film school students. Call me crazy.
I went to a school that had film studies as a choice, so...
Yeah.
I didn't take it myself, but I had to deal with those people.
I talked to... One of my friends was a film school major, and he has some stories about his classmates, yeah.
I was an art major, and I have some stories about my classmates. I'll tell you one right now, while we're in the middle of news.
Okay.
This is news from years ago, technically. I went one night. We used to go to the design lab to get work done after hours once all the classes were over, because, you know, you didn't want to have to download all the programs.
Oh, shit, I think I know this story. I think you told me this one, but go on.
I don't think I told you this one.
Well, let's hear it.
I went through the design lab, and next door was, like, a drawing space with a bunch of drawing tables and stuff in it. And I would go in there to, like, lay out my printed stuff and get it ready to be matted and everything for anybody who gives a shit. And I went in there, and there was a girl painting her naked body green with house paint while her boyfriend filmed it in black and white, and all the lights were turned down, and they were playing this trance music. And there were two guys shining flashlights on her while she did it.
What the fuck?
So I open a door and see this, and everyone turns and looks at me. So I slowly backed out the door.
I thought you were going to tell me the story of how you saw the dude drawing Sonic the Hedgehog fan characters once in the computer lab.
Oh no, I saw that a lot, actually.
Yeah, God, I wish I had experiences like that in college.
I saw that a lot. I also saw...
I went to a normal school.
I saw girls crowded around a screen photoshopping a dick to be longer. And laughing.
Oh, I went to a very stuffy academic school. I didn't see anything fun like that. Everyone's so studious.
Nobody was studious. The art department, whole classes tended to leave the class and just go to a bar.
That sounds nice. I felt like
it would have been
sometimes.
nice if they didn't sit around talking about fucking art school horse shit.
Do you want to talk about Kamen Rider or what?
Tell me some more news.
Okay. So everyone's going to be in the mock movies, but Amazon.co.jp had a little information release recently, and they talked about the future of some of their shows that were exclusive to Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did Kamen Rider Amazons get confirmed to have a season 2,
yes, sir.
it might also get a worldwide official release.
They are being very nondescript about that, but they're talking about including it in a package of Japanese materials that are going to be going to Amazon and Western audience countries.
It's a huge maybe right now, but it might get a worldwide release. That's very interesting.
I hope it does, because it could bring Kamen Rider to an audience, and it won't be like Masked Rider horse shit or like dumbed down Dragon Knight.
Is this the first time we'd be getting an actual Kamen Rider series?
Yeah.
I think I can't remember any others that were like officially subbed and not adapted into something terrible.
Yeah, it's the first non-adaptation, and I would be psyched for that.
I'd be pretty sad.
Unfortunately, if it happens before Overtime is done subbing,
it's not gonna.
Or if it gets announced that it's going to happen before Overtime's done subbing, they're not going to sub any more of it, and we'll have to wait a year for it to come.
Yeah, that's true.
They've specifically said it doesn't matter how long in the future it comes out. If it gets announced to come out in Western audiences, they're going to like wipe out the entire section of it and not touch it again.
If it's possible to enjoy it legally, then yeah, they don't want to take away from the sales.
A lot of websites do that though, where if like a manga or something gets an actual official translation, then they'll drop it and you won't be able to read it again, and that's like completely for legal reasons.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, they can get horrifically sued.
Yeah, so that's interesting. But Amazon Season 2, that's more interesting.
Yeah, and apparently it is going to continue the story from what I've heard. So we're not getting like a conclusion exactly at the end of this series.
I don't know if I like that.
That is just a rumor.
Yeah, that's just a rumor, but like even I don't know if I like the fact that we're getting an Amazon Season 2. I kind of wanted Amazons to be just this little 13 episode little oddity, and then it's over, and then they can move on to do more little weird 13 episode oddities where they can explore around with the possibilities of Kamen Rider.
If this series would have came out pre-decade, that's exactly what would have happened. But post-decade, there's no chance they're not going to milk a cash cow.
Yeah, I guess.
There's absolutely no chance.
They got something here. They don't want to let it go. That's a shame.
That's just Toei in a nutshell forever, though. Like, everything they've ever done that's been a one-off, if that would have been insanely popular, would have gotten a sequel, regardless.
Yep, that's a shame.
And
that's just big business, I guess.
It's true. That's big business. You got to make money somehow.
We understand.
Especially when your shitty toys aren't selling anymore.
We understand you, John Toei. But like
nobody's buying your dumb icons, so
Amazon's
you gotta do something.
Isn't super toyetic though. You got the belts and like what? That's it.
The belts have weapons.
I guess.
But it's not toyetic. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to get people to like watch it.
Yeah, it's not
to get people to subscribe to Amazon.
It's not a million doodads. You don't have to. Kamen Rider Amazons doesn't have a million forms.
No,
they just
and I
turn
love
Amazons.
that. I figure. I don't want to jinx this because I don't want it to happen.
Make the prediction.
I'll make the terrible prediction. In this episode, the Shrike Amazon is like...
Is that what it is? The Shrike Amazon?
Yeah, it's a Shrike, which is a bird.
Okay,
I looked it up.
Oh, thank you.
The Shrike Amazon evolves and gets a big hump on its back for some reason. I figure that's going to happen to Haruka and Jin eventually, and they're going to get new forms.
Well, as long as it makes plot sense. It's set up. I'm kind of... I don't know. I will have to wait. I want to see if the staff is going to be the same, if the writing staff...
Yeah. I wanted Amazons to be self-contained. I'm with you. I wanted it to be 13 episodes and done.
Just a thing, and then it's over. Before it goes to shit. before it outstays its welcome.
And the best way to do a sequel to something like that, if they were gonna do a sequel, is Haruka's story is over at the end of episode 13, and then the next series could focus on different characters.
Yeah, tell a different story in the same world, maybe.
Yeah.
I fucking hope that's what they do, because I don't know. I don't know if Haruka...
think they're viewing this like a Netflix type series where an arc will end at episode 13, and then the next season will start a new arc.
I hope so. Well, actually,
but it'll be the same characters, the same setting, the same everything. It could be good. Like season 2 of Daredevil was pretty good.
Season 2 of Daredevil had some 4 really good episodes, and then
it really did.
Dropped off after that. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
Who knows?
Who knows? So did you see? Did you see the design for Dark Ghost and his Necrom buddies?
Yeah, what imaginative designs.
So the movie title is going to be called Kamen Rider Ghost, the 100 Icons, and the Dark Ghost and the 3 multicolored Necroms. And it's about this dude named Dark Ghost who wants to get all the icons. He wants to get 100.
Yeah, there are 100 icons, by the way.
Yeah, thank God. There's so many. And he wants to get them all and turn the world into a ghost world. And he also has 3 Necroms who...
If you go back in time... You'll hear Liam say, the one thing I'm most afraid of is that it turns out that there's just 100 fucking icons and it doesn't matter anymore.
Well,
and it took a long time to happen, but...
There it is. It's a movie, so it doesn't really matter.
I'm just saying, they're taking your shit.
Every time I say something, it comes through. Next week, I'm going to be a quadrillionaire.
Good luck with that. Remember who put you there. Who gave you the platform to prophesize. Dark Ghost doesn't bug me that much. Yeah, like other characters do, because Spectre looks like that too.
Yeah, it's just like an extrapolation on the Ghost design.
What bugs me is that his name is Dark Ghost.
Well,
why couldn't he just be Kamen Rider Poltergeist?
He should be Kamen Rider. He should be... What's the opposite of a ghost?
A live man.
Okay, that's not interesting. What about
Kamen Rider Alive Dude?
What about an angel?
Kamen Rider Angel? Didn't we already have a movie about an angel? It was called Kamen Rider Chaser.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about Chaser.
You almost saw her tits.
You almost saw her boobies.
Almost.
When are we going to stop talking about that?
Not Kamen Rider Angel. That's stupid. You're lame.
No, you
like
could
Kamen Rider Phantom.
You could have like a Kamen Rider Odin kind of character who like is super evil, but he floats around and is golden.
Fuck golden characters. We got enough of those.
Well, white instead of golden.
Like, he should be Kamen Rider Phantom or something like that. And the fact that he's Dark Ghost is absolutely fucking pointless. Well, I get that it's a mirror match shit or whatever. Or he might be Ghost from another dimension or something. I don't care.
Okay, the time-space dimension where they threw the Ganmiser, he bumped into Dark Ghost and he was like, I'm gonna go back and punch those fuckers right in the face. That's where he's from. That's the story. I got that leaked.
Okay. You got it leaked from Famitsu.
They leaked it, and it came through my pipes, and here it is.
It came through your pipes? The pipeline.
I got it right here.
It's stupid. Either way, I'm tired of dark character. That's ridiculous.
Okay, you can't watch Kamen Rider and be like, I hope there's no dark versions of the main rider here, because it's going to happen every time, sometimes twice.
Yeah, but it's so unnecessary.
Yeah, always.
You know what's a cool dark version? I haven't played a Sonic the Hedgehog game in a decade.
Are you going to talk about fucking
Metal
Shadow?
Sonic.
Okay, yeah. Alright, that's fine.
Shadow's a terrible dark version.
Shadow's a pretty funny dark version. He's ironically great.
Yeah, if you're watching it ironically, you're playing it ironically, he's not ironic at all.
Yeah.
Metal Sonic is a really great dark version of a character. Because he's not just a repainted version. He's not just Black Sonic with red stripes because it's awesome.
Yeah.
This is just Ghost with a different color and an edgier faceplate.
There's probably something really cool you can do with the mirror of the protagonist trope that they always use, but they're never going to do anything interesting with it.
What about Dark Kabuto?
Oh my god, Dark Kabuto was dumb.
It was the dumbest
shit. It made half sense and was completely out of left field.
It made no sense.
It made like 25% sense.
You're giving that's like 5% tops. Where the fuck did he even come from?
He was a native. Remember, they like brainwashed him into turning into Tendo. You remember they like strapped him to a table?
How do you know that? Why do you know that?
It's in a flashback. They like strap him to a table, and for like 10 years they're like, "You're Tendo Soji." I think.
I feel like we're reading some Liam Penn fanfiction
No,
here,
it's
because
real.
I don't remember that.
I remember he talks about it in a flashback, I think.
I'll believe it, fuck it.
And that's why he's chained up. Remember, he's
That's
chained
bullshit.
up in Area X, because they were brainwashing him.
That's bullshit, but I believe it.
That's... yeah, go watch Kabuto if you haven't. It's a real roller coaster ride. It's really good.
All dark versions are shit. Dark, like Ryuga?
Fuck Ryuga. That's why he was only in a stupid movie.
Yeah, exactly. There's no Dark Agito.
Dark Drive was okay.
What?
Dark Drive was okay.
Yeah, that was good.
I remember when the trailer came out, it showed Dark Drive.
Actually, Dark Drive's probably the best you can do.
Yeah.
With this type of show and that type of character.
When the trailer came out, it showed Dark Drive and it showed Tamari's son, Shinosuke's son. And I thought, I guess Shinosuke's son is Dark Drive. Yeah. And then the whole movie tries to convince you that he's not, and then he is.
Yeah, it tries to convince you that he's not, and I fell for it, is the thing. I was like, alright, so maybe I read it wrong in the commercials.
Yeah.
I read it right.
They make it a little obvious.
But Dark Drive had, like, his own design. He wasn't just a recolored Drive.
He had that Tron
which the main
suit.
villain of the series was.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, they should have switched places with those suits.
Absolutely.
Oh, well.
I would have been okay with that, I think.
What do you think of the 3 dancing Necroms of primary colors?
The funny thing about the 3 dancing Necroms is that they're just the regular Ganma, just wearing a Necrom hood with a faceplate.
Are they really?
Look at them.
I don't think... What? They're definitely not the Necrom suit. They're just like a straight...
It's not the Necrom suit. It's not
just
the
like
regular Ganma either. I'm full of shit. It's not the regular Ganma. It's the heroic spirits when they come out of Grateful Soul.
Yeah, it's like the generic black undersuit they always use. Yeah.
Yeah. But it has like the black armor, like the heroic souls have.
Yeah, I wonder who these people are. I wonder if they're going to tell us. I wonder if they're going to tell us who these people are.
Who cares?
I
can't get excited for movies because they're almost always shit. Every now and then they're good.
Also, like Kamen Rider Odin, you never find out who this fucker is.
Technically, you're supposed to know through context clues who Odin is.
Oh, who is Odin? Is he the fucking lady that Ryuki works with who's always on the iMac, or what?
No, you dumb shit.
Is it his boss?
It's, what's his face? Tatakai man.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
He hires a dude.
Fuck you. You're full of shit.
And his name is Kenzaki Shiro, thank you.
His name is Tatakai man.
You know, he comes back as a Zek trooper and gets killed.
Good.
There's a scene where there's a worm, and they call a Zek trooper up, and they're like, yo, go... I don't know, and he takes off his helmet, he's like, I'm not a worm, and it's Kenzaki Shiro. And then he gets killed.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Let's go to the Kamen Rider Wiki, the bastion of true information, and find out who Kamen Rider Odin is.
I'm pretty sure he just, every time he dies, he gives it to a new guy, and that's why you can't kill Odin until the end of the game.
Oh my god, he doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
You're right.
There's a scene in the shitty movie 13 Riders where it shows him giving it to a hobo. Literally, he's just like, hey, you wanna fucking die for me? And he's like, okay.
I actually see on the wiki, there's a picture of him handing it to a hobo.
Yeah, that's from 13, or that's from episode final, I mean.
Dude, there are 3 Odins.
Don't ever tell me that you know more about Ryuki than me, because nobody does.
I don't want to know more about Ryuki than you. You know what's fucking lame about Dark Ghost?
Everything?
Especially? It's everything. But... they at least put the effort in of making, like, Ghost and Spectre have different designs on their armor plates.
Yeah.
Like, Ghosts are, like, bones or something, maybe? I don't know. but specters are like heart monitor lines, and dark ghosts are just ghosts.
Yeah. Well,
I get that it's just a dark version, but that's lame as fuck.
Dark Ghost. He appears suddenly.
Dark Drive had his own fucking suit.
He appears suddenly in front of Takeru and his friends. His goal is to collect the 100 heroic ghost icons.
Yeah, Takeru's bitching about having to get 15 of them. This guy's got to get 100.
He's a real go-getter. Takeru should take after this guy.
Maybe they should just replace Takeru with Dark Ghost. Get shit done.
If there was a whole series, he'd probably be more interesting, honestly, as a main character.
Wouldn't that be great, though, if, like, we, as the audience, saw, like, all the characters are like, oh, Takeru in episode, like, 12 or something. They're like, welcome back, Takeru, or whatever, and then we as the audience see that it's not the real Takeru.
It's Dark Ghost.
It's Dark Ghost, and we spend the rest of the series with characters slowly figuring it out.
Oh my god, and then there's, like, murder. He kills Akari when she finds out, and fucking just snaps her neck and be like, oh, Ganma got her. And then Onari figures it out, but he can't tell him, because then he's gonna kill him too.
Well, here's the thing.
We're making a great show here.
How are you going to sell toys to kindergartners from that show?
I have a cool idea. So Dark Ghost is all white, right?
Okay.
What if Ghost goes to another dimension, and the other Ghost is like, oh, it's like a dark version of me, and the main character is the dark one, and the other one is actually like a really nice guy, like way nicer than the main character?
Yeah. And you know what would be a really good story that was already done in Mega Man Megamix?
What?
Would be having the copy of Ghost just think he's Ghost.
That would be
fantastic.
fantastic.
Have him completely think he's Takeru.
That would be dramatic.
But no, he's just an evil man from an evil dimension.
That would be dramatic.
100 evil icons.
So you can't have it in Ghost. Absolutely not.
He's just a bad man.
He
needs to be kicked really hard.
He wants to turn the world into icons, and he's going to use Napoleon to do it. He's only going to use one of them. He only needs one. The other 99 can fuck off.
He's going to be, like, insanely strong in his normal form as well, so Takeru has to use Grateful Soul to fight him.
Yeah, that's what they're always... That's what Bujin Gaim was like, too.
Yeah.
It takes Wizard Infinity to beat this red dude.
Nobody wants to make a second suit for a movie writer.
Well, why should they? Come on.
Why didn't they make a first suit? They just fucking painted an old suit they had of the main character.
Ah, well.
Fuck.
What
Fucking
can you
Toei. do? John Toei could suck my dick.
I have one last piece of news.
What is it?
Infinity Soul got revealed. The designs. What do you think, Jeff?
It was in this episode. It's bright white and it shines and you can't make anything out when it's on screen.
A bit of a weird design choice. It's going to take a lot of CG budget in later episodes.
It looks powerful.
Yeah.
It was also revealed last week, wasn't it? We saw it already, or was that after we'd already recorded?
Blurry bits of it last week. We saw like the top half of it. This is like we have full scans and details and shit about it. But we got like lots of pictures and stuff. What do you think now that we can see the whole thing?
I'm on the fence about it, I gotta say.
I like it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there and say it. I like the simple color scheme except for the stupid rainbows on the face. I like it's got like that Necrom color thing that he's got when he turns into Grim. You know, he's got like a really thick sort of collar around him on his chest.
Oh, you mean like collar? I thought you were saying color the whole time. I was like, what the fuck is this man talking about?
The color, I like the see-through bits too.
You know, the more I look at it, the more I like it. I will say that. I'm still not sold on, like, the fucking Dolphin Trapper Keeper reflective holographic card armor that he's wearing.
I like the Dolphin Trapper Keeper reflective holographic card armor he's wearing. I
That armor is worth more than the regular armor, though, if you trade it on eBay.
Yeah, it's true. I like he's got, like, a sort of clear visor that goes over his eyes a little bit that his horn comes out of. That's pretty cool. It's like if...
yeah, I don't like that part. That's the part I don't like.
I like that little visor.
I think the visor should be cut out around the shape of the eye. So there's like... it comes to the side of the eye and then goes up and over it, and then it continues around.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I think that would look a hell of a lot better.
This form looks like if Kiwami was decent.
This form looks like Wizard Infinity Soul, because it is Wizard Infinity Soul.
Because it's infinity.
It's just Wizard Infinity. I'm saying Soul because that's what it is, I guess. It just came out.
Wizard Infinity Soul. Wizard was infinity in English. This one is Mugen, so it's different. So fuck it.
Okay, whatever. It's definitely not the same at all.
Absolutely.
I like his horn a lot. I like the shape of the back of his helmet a lot.
Big. He's even got like a robe like Wizard.
Yeah. It's not a hoodie, it's like a robe.
Well, I'll be damned. I kind of like the design.
I actually, it's growing on me.
Yeah,
I will say that.
It's not bad.
It just doesn't seem original. Like, all the other designs look completely different for the most part of final forms.
Yeah. It's no Type Trideron, but
no.
I'll take it.
It's no Kuga Ultimate.
It's no Kuga Ultimate, but I'll take it.
Sidebar, I actually like Agito Burning form better than I do Agito Shining form.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Burning form is cool.
Burning form doesn't really fit the motif for a final form in the same way Shining form does, though, so I understand.
Yeah.
I understand completely, but final forms are usually terrible, so this one's good to great, depending on your opinion of it, so it's a lot better.
Yeah, I like it. It's a step up.
I didn't really have much of a problem with Kiwami like you did.
I really didn't like Kiwami. I thought Kiwami was ugly as fuck.
I thought Kiwami was a huge letdown after
Kachidoki?
Kachidoki.
Oh, Kachidoki's beautiful.
Kachidoki is gorgeous, but he can't, like, lift his leg up or, like, move his arm past a certain point.
Yeah, it's very bulky. Just like, what was it? Jinba, Lemon Raiment. Really cool looking, but also looked really hard to move around in.
Yeah, and when they would, like, lift their arms up, it would, like, raise up, like, a child's winter jacket when they lift their arms over their face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty good looking form, though. I will say that. My gripes are minimal.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's talk about Zyuohger. Jeff, you want to talk about Zyuohger?
Let's talk about Animal Sentai Zyuohger. In this week's episode of Zyuohger, Naria has a boyfriend. Neener.
The writing staff all sat down and they said, let's write the best episode yet. And so they write one about all the people in animal costumes getting kidnapped, and they got to save Mario. And that's the thing. There's like a bull, and he teleports you away, and they're like checking to see if you're a Juman because they're taking you.
Yeah, he's a matador, but he's also a bull.
It's so deep. God, it's so cerebral. But it contains the best moment in the show so far, and I'm not talking about the bit where Uncle Mario says, "Don't mess with this planet," because that was great.
It was good, but that's not the best bit.
My favorite scene in the whole show so far is the little flashback where it shows little baby Yamato Jr. with his uncle talking about, because his uncle gets kidnapped and Yamato freaks out. He shows his humanity a little.
Yeah, from the moment when they tell him that his uncle was kidnapped to the last bit of that scene where he regains his composure is the best moment in the entire series.
Yeah, and it shows you, on top of all the shit you've already seen, it shows you a little sequence, a little example of why they care so much about each other and how they interact and their relationship. In a nice little scene where he gives them some warm milk and reads about some animals together as a little child.
It actually hit me right in my Kokoro when he said that he's the person I admire most.
Uncle Mario.
Oh, Mario's a fucking weirdo, but I understand.
Yeah, he's a quirky man, but they love each other. He's like a father figure.
Yeah,
and you see that
his father's fucking dead.
But it's
Why did you say that?
What a
Liam's
loser.
inner edgelord came out. He couldn't help it.
So it's a scene that not only is the writing very nice, but the music I think helps that scene a lot. There's this really nice little like flute piece that plays.
Yeah.
When Zyuohger's soundtrack comes out, I'm definitely gonna fucking download that.
It's really good.
It's an effective scene, and I remember last week, the bit when Mario says, "Don't mess with this planet," I was very excited for that, and that moment was very good. It was not as great as I was expecting.
It wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be.
It was still quite good.
It was alright.
It was satisfying. He has this little moment. And
I really loved him standing up to Naria. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, he's a strong character. He has a passion.
And I loved Yamato rescuing him, and he's like super into Juo Eagle now.
He comes back and he's like, "Hey, you guys heard about Juo Eagle?" And Yamato's like, no.
See, that's something I love in tokusatsu in general that kind of gets left out in Super Sentai a ton, is when characters call the hero by their code name.
Yeah.
Like, it used to happen a ton in Kamen Rider. Like, you see so many fucking clips and screen caps and stuff of somebody going, "Damn you, V3!"
Oh, yeah.
But it's when they're like, "Honore Juo Eagle."
Yeah.
I fucking love that so much. I loved it when Naria kept angrily calling him Juo Eagle.
Yeah. What I like is that his secret identity seems very selective. Like, in front of random strangers, he doesn't give a shit. He transforms and untransforms all day. But suddenly Mario asks, and he's like, "Oh shit, I can't let Mario know." I'm gonna have to explain
I can't let the man I admire most in the world know that I'm a superhero. I'll let everyone else know, though. Fuck it.
Yeah, who cares?
And we see at the end of this episode the reason why they've been kidnapping people. Also, the Devgalians are fucking, like, idiots. They're completely stupid. They think human beings wearing animal costumes, really obvious felt animal costumes, are Juman.
That's one thing I thought was funny, is they're like, oh, they can't... The Deathgalians can't tell the difference between a Juman and a human in a costume. And I was like, oh, that's funny. I can't either. They look a lot like people in costumes.
Look, you're gonna tell me that Mario wearing a fake wooden cow head on top of his head looks like the Juman?
I mean, he could be. He could be a low-budget Juman.
He could be the horse from the GIF that you made.
They see him and they're like, look, that's the movie Juman. You can tell because his suit is really lazy. Get him.
But they were kidnapping all these people that they think are Juman so that they can string up 3 Juman and a shirtless, handsome boy.
And kill the Juman.
So that they can force the Juman souls into the boy to make Juo the world.
Yeah, so that's Juo the World.
Spoiler.
Spoilers. So that's the revelation of Juo the World is in this episode as well. And he's gonna
Juo the World is evil as fuck.
He's gonna start next episode, and I cannot wait for Juo the World. I didn't care about him before. I thought he had a stupid suit, but now that I've seen that scene where it's like the 3 of the Juman hanging, all like chained up.
That was pretty dark.
I was like, oh fuck, this is gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be like a nice shake-up because all the Juogers are very silly and they're very fun. And I think they're gonna throw like a very serious, very edgy threat at them, which I can't wait.
I feel that Tusk is going to be supplanted as your favorite character
we'll see.
When this hyper edgelord shows up.
When Toei revealed him, I read a little article, and they were like, "Oh, here's Juo the World. He's the strongest dark hero ever."
Yeah.
So eat your heart out, Guyver.
Dark hero ever.
They did an interview with the actor, and they said, "How did you prepare for the role?" And he said, "Mostly I just went to karaoke bars and sang Super Sentai songs."
Yeah, which makes so much sense.
Yeah.
When you want to get into the role of an evil villain, you go and you sing uplifting children's songs in a karaoke bar. Nothing
says murderous half-human monster than singing the theme to Sun Vulcan.
I'm sure he's going to be a hero within 20 episodes.
Oh, definitely. He's a Juoger, but I hope he stays a villain for a while. I want him to be like a constant threat.
He has a stupid name and a stupid suit, but he might be cool.
Yeah, I like him. Already. You
don't know anything about him yet.
I like him already.
He could be like the wussiest wiener, and you don't even know. He could be Takeru level of useless character.
What if he was Takeru? We can't see the guy in the light. What if he just looks up and it's Takeru?
He's double dipping. He's trying to do 2 shows at once.
He needs the money. He needs the money for that new car.
He needs to be able to afford to eat something besides water.
Oh, he and Shinken Red, I'm sure, could have a lot to talk about.
Oh, you and fucking Shinken Red.
Oh, you brought up the water.
I know, but you always have to mention him.
I love him.
Anyway, poor guy.
Poor guy.
He did look like he was about to die through the whole series. Like, he just looked sick.
Like a strong gust of wind was going to knock him over in any second, yeah.
But most actors in Tokusatsu look like that, so...
Georgia continues to impress, and while I've only seen... It's not... super high praise because I've only ever seen Sun Vulcan and Jew Ranger, but it's easily the best Sentai I've seen so far. It's for sure better than those other two.
I will say that as well. I've seen more.
Yeah.
I've seen more Super Sentai, and this is my favorite so far. Like, all the characters, I've said it before, I'll say it again, they're all such well-rounded, fun characters. They're not one note, which is what happens to, like, the unimportant characters in Super Sentai so much.
They bounce off each other, they have depth, they have backstories that are consistent and then inform their characters, and they're just really fun to watch.
Super Sentai usually reminds me, when it comes to the characters that don't matter, a good comparison would be, did you ever see, I think it was a 2007 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles CGI movie?
I did not.
In that movie is 1000% about Leonardo and Raphael. I think Michelangelo and Donatello have a combined 8 lines in the entire movie.
Oh my god.
And they mostly just stand around in the background and watch the two main characters do things. And I think that's a pretty good comparison to something like Kyoryuger.
Oh yeah, I hear that a lot about Kyoryuger.
Where none of the characters matter except for Kyoryu Red.
Yeah, that's a shame.
And I think that's probably the most heinous example of that. Because people hated that. It didn't bug me that much. But I wasn't really following along with the series or anything at the time. I was watching it sporadically.
Yeah, I hear that a lot about Kyoryuger. Too much red.
And Red in this one, I want to see more of, even. I wish he would get more episodes that are about him, because he's such a great character. But I wish that about all of them.
I want to see what happened to his parents. I kind of wish his parents were alive, so we could see a little more... Like, because he mentions in this episode, there's just a little throwaway line in the flashback where the uncle goes, "Oh, you were fighting with your father again."
Yeah.
That made me want to learn...
It makes me wonder about his relationship with his father.
Yeah.
And what that means for his character now.
But I guess
he's dead.
Yeah, maybe we'll see more of that. Like, Yamato as a character's backstory hasn't been really explored that much.
No. I mean, we see him in a forest crying, and then Kaiza comes and gives him a cube.
Oh, Kaiza.
And that's it. That's all we know so far.
I'd like to see more of, like, the normal people stuff with Yamato, like with his family and how that affects his character today. Because they've done that with a lot of the other Zyuohgers as well, and that was the most interesting thing about them, I think. Those were the interesting episodes.
It's funny, now that you mentioned how much you hate having to sit through the giant robot fights, it's starting to grate on me a little bit.
Oh no, I'm rubbing off on you.
Yeah, it's because it's the same exact shit now. Like, before, it would switch it up. Like, they would fight him with Juo King, and then the next episode they'd fight him with Juo Wild, and then maybe they'd use them both, and then maybe the enemy was real strong, so they'd use Wild Juo King.
Yeah.
But now they use both of them and then combine them every fight.
See, the thing, I finally figured it out. The problem I have with robot fights, at least in Zyuohger, is because the actual conflict is over before the fights start. Is like they're fighting the Matador and they can't figure him out because he keeps teleporting around, and then they figure him out and they're like, "Oh, you teleport into our blind spot, so we attack the blind spot." And they beat him. Hooray! They win. That's it. It's over.
They don't use their special power when they grow gigantic.
Yeah.
There's no like setup for the fact that there's still a threat either. They don't like destroy buildings or something. You don't see people running screaming when they turn giant.
Yeah.
There needs to be more of a setup.
But it's just like, it's unnecessary. They beat him. You don't need it again.
You gotta beat him again, but bigger.
That's like, it's toy politics, whatever. It's always gonna be there. We gotta live with it, but I don't like it, goddammit.
That's my only problem with Zyuohger.
Yeah.
And it's not as big of a problem for me as it is for you.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there.
Getting there.
If they don't mix this shit up soon, I'm gonna be real unhappy.
Give it 10 more episodes.
There'll be super wild Juo King.
You joke, but I bet there's gonna be a clusterfuck of a robot coming up soon.
Oh yeah, no kid.
I don't follow Zyuohger news or anything, so I don't know if they've already revealed it or what have you. But I bet with all these different colored cubes, there's gonna be a bigger robot that is gonna be a mess.
You're in charge of news. You don't follow Zyuohger news, you fuck?
No, I only follow Kamen Rider news.
Oh my god, you're letting our fans down.
I read the article about the karaoke, and that was it. That's my Zyuohger news for this week.
Man, we're the fucking hot place for news on the internet for Tokusatsu. Tune in next time where we talk about nothing but toy news, and then Liam mentions 4 or 5 times we don't talk about toy news.
We didn't do it this week. No toys this week.
One in a row.
No Blu-rays either.
No. Is that all we have to say about Zyuohger?
Yes. Do you want to talk about Amazon?
It was exceptionally good.
It was the best episode so far, in my opinion.
I agree. Amazons this week was some dark fucking shit.
I thought this was the weakest episode of Amazon so far. I didn't like it that much. I have plot problems, and I also have some logistics problems.
Let me hear them, because I actually disagree with you right now.
Okay. I'll start. Okay, right away.
I think the tunnel was the worst, honestly.
What, with the mole?
What?
Okay, let me start.
The tunnel episode.
Oh, the tunnel episode. I thought, okay,
yeah, no. The mole's tunnel was fine, whatever.
In this episode, remember at the end of the last episode, they're trapped in the burning room. What are they going to do?
Yes.
In this episode, they're like, oh no, what do we do? They just dig out, and it shows the ground outside, and there's like, okay, we dug out. And I was like, oh, okay.
Liam, he's a mole.
Okay, but that's not exciting. It's not like it was exciting. It set it up like it's like, imagine if a Captain America movie ended on a cliffhanger, like somebody had a gun to his head, and then he's, oh, how's he gonna get out of this one? And then it starts the next movie, and he just punches him, and he falls over. And he's
it built it up, and then it was over so quickly. It was a letdown. I get it.
I would like to be a little more dangerous. They could have
done a few more like establishing shots of the fact that it was horrifically dangerous, and they had to think their way out of it.
What I would have
we
liked,
didn't see any of that.
Yeah,
so.
What I would have liked is like have like you said, some establishing shots. Have them like, oh no, I get burned. Nozomi burns her arm or something, and then it pans over to Mamoru, and he goes, hang on a second, and then show the thing of them busting out. He's like, oh, wait a second.
Hang on a second, I'm a mole.
I can fucking just dig out of here and do just a little comedy twinge to get him out or something. That would have been fine. But no, it's just like a static shot of outside, and then Mamoru just bursts through, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess they're out now. That bugged me a little bit, and also they're fighting this dude. He's a serial killer. He's Bando from Gaim. And he's a serial murderer, and he's beating them up, and Nozomi's like, don't touch him, he's a human. But, like, they've got 1,000,001 options to deal with this guy that doesn't involve killing him. Like, have the superpowered monster maybe hold him, or something, or, maybe pull a gun on him and say, stop hitting me with the thing, or else I'll shoot you.
Well, it's established that Mamoru is like a fucking tiny child, and he does what he's told, and What's-Her-Face tells him not to do anything.
Well, okay, what I'm saying is Nozomi should have just told him to hold him down or something.
And Nozomi wanted him to leave because she was worried about Mamoru more than herself.
Well, Mamoru is a superpowered monster, and the guy was a guy with a metal pipe. I get the message they're trying to convey, that like the point of the episode is there's no gray areas. You kill Amazons, you protect humans. That's what it means to be a fighter of an Amazon, at least to everybody else, not to Haruka. But it tries to drive the point home so hard that it gets into the ridiculousness at some points. Like I said, that whole thing where like there's 1,001 ways you could deal with this guy. There's, even if Mamoru doesn't transform, it's still two heavily armed people on one dude with a pipe. And then at the end, they tie him up and they almost kill him like 3 times. And Nozomi runs at him and Haruka runs at him. And it's like, I get it. You don't kill him because he's a human. I get it. Just do it once. Just do it once and leave it. The point is made. I know it's a show for a slightly younger audience.
The point was that it was a struggle for them, is why it kept coming back to it. Like, they were struggling against the desire to kill this horrible serial killer man.
But you can do that without having the same thing where they run at him and then decide not to do it. Or run at him and then get stopped. Just, they dealt with that plenty throughout the episode.
It wasn't necessary to have Haruka do it twice.
Yeah.
Or Haruka. It wasn't necessary to have him do it twice. It was necessary for Nozomi to do it after he tried.
You think that was the one I had problems with?
No, I think that's necessary to show Haruka that the other characters are also struggling against it, but to drive the point home that the team aren't heroes. They're not what he's trying to be. They're in it for the money, and they're in it to kill the Amazons, and that's it. Regardless of the circumstances. I think Nozomi's was needed, and Haruka's second one was not.
Okay, I understand. I still didn't like it, but I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. It seemed a little...
I understand why you wouldn't want to see it.
Superfluous after...
I mean, if you're an idiot.
Wow, okay. I mean, I guess... I guess if you're dumb, I can see how you might disagree with me.
I mean, if you have dumb brain syndrome, I can see how you could be on the opposite side.
If you got a single-digit IQ and you like watching people run at the camera, then I understand.
It's so cool. It's like they're coming right at me. What were your other problems? What else do you have to say about it?
No, other than that, I liked it. It was just those few glaring issues right at the center. I really liked Bando and like everything about him. I liked that he was just, like I said, he wasn't an Amazon. He was just a crazy dude.
Yeah, he was a psychopath. I really liked that. And it got dark as fuck when he's just beating a woman to death.
He's just punching her with those knuckles he's got on. And I liked all the scenes in the forest. All the stuff in the forest when they're chasing down the dude and he's like cowering in the corner and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I can't control it." And
yeah, that was gold. That was the first time we really got to see an Amazon that wasn't just like a hand-wringing villain so that they could kill and eat people.
Yeah, compare it to the Ant Queen in the apartment building who was just... Yeah. She was a monster, even in human form. She was a fucking monster. She wasn't apologetic or anything. This guy's like... He's still dealing with becoming an Amazon. He's still human in some parts of him. So it shows a little more about what it is to be an Amazon. All the stuff in the forest was fantastic. I wish...
Oh yeah, that was why this episode is so high for me. Like, I would put it in like top 5 so far, even though there are only like 8.
This is the 5th best episode out of 8. This is the 4th worst episode.
The tunnel episode just blows us out of the water for not being...
The tunnel episode was pretty lame, I'll say.
Yeah.
I kind of wish the couple had been killed, just to drive home the point of, oh, you fucked up and they died, but...
They did just leave him in the woods.
They said, there's a throwaway line where they're like, they're still alive, just drag him out and get him to a hospital or something.
He's like, they're still alive, keep him away from him, but they never go back.
I'm sure they go back. Same thing, I'm sure they call the cops on Bando as well, they just don't show it.
See, I don't know if they call the cops on Bando. I think that's why it was such a... It was so... My 2 problems with the episode. I had 2 problems that didn't drag it down too badly.
Okay.
My one problem was at the end of the episode, they suddenly do like a lighthearted thing. Like they're all like joking and laughing.
Let's go get pizza or whatever.
And they're like, let's go have a pizza party.
What about Nozomi? No.
Yeah, Nozomi needs to go to the emergency room like 2 hours ago.
We'll feed Nozomi her pizza through a tube.
She's capable of doing a spin kick towards the camera. She's fine.
That's true, yeah.
She was beaten for an hour straight, but she's fine.
Her brain is knocked around in her head so much that she's never going to be able to pronounce the word digital again, but she should be okay.
Digital.
Other than that, she'll be 100% fine.
That was one problem. That was very tonally... It was too much of a shift. It was too fast of a swivel.
Yeah.
My other problem was I was so hyped at the moment when Jin is giving him the lecture about, and he's like, and Haruka says, but he's a murderer. I wanted Jin to be like, what do you think you've been doing? You're a fucking murderer too. You killed human beings.
Yeah.
What's the difference? But he didn't. Instead, he gave him the same speech he's given him like 8 times.
Yeah. Oh, well. That's Jin.
Jin is starting to annoy me, actually.
He's becoming a broken record a little bit.
Yeah, he's starting to, like, when he shows up, I was excited to begin with, but now I'm just like, alright, he's gonna shit all over Haruka and leave. I get it.
He's gonna dispense his tough wisdom to Haruka, and then he's gonna fuck off.
His distorted-ass fucking worldview that fits no morality I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He's still cool, and hopefully they do something better with him. But now he's just like... He's like... When a comedy show has a character who's obviously the writer's mouthpiece...
Oh, I hate those.
That's kind of what Jin has been the past few episodes.
Yeah.
So hopefully that changes. But those were my only 2 problems. The rest of the episode, especially the stuff in the forest...
Oh, the stuff in the forest, I'll agree. It was perfect.
Was excellent.
I'm hoping this is a lead-up to having Haruka actually have to kill somebody when they're in human form.
Yeah.
I want to see that later on and get him to really get into the deep shit. I want to throw this guy through the ringer.
Poor guy.
That's going to be fun.
I thought the Nozomi getting beaten was dark as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, that's really where the show becomes as adult.
It fits the tone of the series so far.
Yeah.
The whole series has been pretty grim.
So I thought that was, like, shockingly... it was entertaining, but not because a lady was getting beaten before somebody writes in and says that. Jeff's a sex pervert.
Yeah, well, we all knew.
No, it was just, it had high stakes, and it was different stakes than we've had for the rest of the series. Like, Nozomi could have died at any moment there, and she wouldn't have even died fighting monsters like she likes to. She would have just been beaten to death.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been surprised if she just fucking died right there.
No. And Bando will go back to his fruit shop, I guess.
This is his weekends. He has the car park. During the week, he goes to the fruit shop.
He just murders people.
Droopers,
horribly.
was it called?
Droopers.
Droopers.
Yeah. What a name. I liked Amazons a lot more than Liam did this week.
Yeah, I think you did.
We disagreed on something, so people can be happy. They like it when we disagree.
I'm gonna go ahead and pretend that they called the cops on the guy just after they left. They were like, oh, by the way, we gotta call the police.
I feel like they really should have shown that. At least them being like, we'll call cops on this guy when we get back. Instead, they're just like, let's go have a pizza party.
We can't kill him, so I guess we have to let him roam around murdering people. There's no middle ground.
Let's go to Chuck E. Cheese.
There's no gray area. You gotta pick one or the other, kid. Kill him or let him murder.
Dear God.
Dear God. Jeff, do we have any emails this week?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, we have a question straight from Tweetar.
Oh, boy.
It's from Gio at Rudo Koira.
You tried.
I get a gold star today. Question. Which Toku series do you guys find the most visually pleasing? Suits, mechs, props, fight choreography, camera work, etc.
Oh my God. You go first. I don't know.
I gotta say, the series that was the most visually pleasing, the one that went all out on the visuals, the fight choreography, the suits, the weaponry, for me is probably Kabuto.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
Like, Kabuto has excellent fight choreography.
And the special
effects. And it has
effects
pretty damn good, like, just videography as well, like cinematography.
Yeah.
It goes out of its way to do interesting shots instead of just the same shots over and over like a lot of post-decade shows do.
Yeah.
And the suits are fucking immaculate. I think they might be like top suits.
Kabuto's
in Kamen Rider
are fantastic. The fight choreography is great, and also it has really cool special effects. The clock up effect is awesome every time.
It is. It never gets outdated or looks hokey, except for like when stuff moves, like when they move a car or something.
If they stop using it later on, but like when they do use it, when Kabuto and Dark Kabuto are fighting on top of the falling rubble out of the side of the building.
Oh yeah,
so cool looking.
That's so awesome. It still holds up too.
It looks pretty neat.
So I think visually Kabuto probably takes the cake for me.
That's pretty good. I'm going to say black, because it was made...
I knew you were going to say black.
Because it was made during the renaissance of special effects, the golden age, the late 80s and early 90s.
I would pick ZO over black if we were going to go from that era.
Oh, yeah, we're talking about Toku series, though.
Yeah.
The movies, obviously.
I guess a movie counts, but if we're not including movies, I'd say black from that era is probably the height.
Black early on has this scene... where I think it's the very first episode when he's running away from the 3 Golgam priests, and they're flying after him, and it uses compositing instead of having them like wire work or anything. It uses compositing to have them like float in this weird sort of way around subways.
It creates like a creepy vibe to their movement. Their movements are so inhuman.
It makes them a little more free to move them around in a smooth way and not like jerky with ropes and shit. That looks awful. It looks really nice. Black's suit obviously is beautiful. Black's monster suits are fantastic. I've said this before. They're very scary. They're like drippy and slimy. I love them.
That whole like first sequence when he's running away from him, and then he first transforms after he's been like thrown through the wall.
Oh yeah, and he goes like halfway into the gross grasshopper creature.
He looks like a horrible monster, and then slowly transforms back into his regular form. That's some seriously good looking special effects for the time.
And of course, there's lots of nice pyrotechnics being a Showa series. Mm-hmm. So and there's like a seizure inducing effect every time he does a rider punch and a rider kick. I like that too. Yeah, Black's just got great designs, great special effects. I love that. That's my pick.
Speaking of like not black. Speaking of nice pyrotechnics, I will point out that this episode of Ghost has a really nice special effect with pyrotechnics, where explosions happen behind the 3 riders and they fall off the side of a cliff, and the cliff explodes behind them in sequence as they fall down. That was actually a really cool-looking stunt.
That was a stunt that took a bit of effort.
So bravo for that. There's a few of those every now and then, like the one where Ghost was in the Ganma world, and he jumps down through the big hole in the ground, and there's explosions everywhere around him.
Yeah, when it's real pyrotechnics, it looks nice. When it's fake pyrotechnics,
it
don't look so nice. Yeah.
I'll go all out. It looks god awful.
It's just like blood squibs we were talking about last week. You can tell instantly, and it takes you out of it. Takes you right out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope that answered your question, Gio.
Thanks for writing.
Our next question is from Graham.
Okay.
Graham says, do you have any predictions on what the next Rider series should be? Also, do you think the number theory will continue? People are insane and will see a number in no matter what it is. So yes, the number theory will continue with idiots.
I believe.
You think it's real?
I believe the next series will be based on the number 9. The main rider will be 9. The secondary rider will be 99. And the other riders will be 999 and 9,999, etc., etc.
It'll be based on the video game 999.
The Dark Rider will be 9.9.
And
-9.
They will speak German, so that when they yell no, they'll be saying 9.
It'll take place in the Nile, which is close enough.
I think we already talked about what we think the next series is going to be like. So go back and see previous episodes.
I don't have any predictions really. I think the toys will continue to be very interchangeable.
Also, we were asked this question by Zolgheim, the same exact question.
What do you think the next series is going to be?
Yeah, what do you think the next motif for the next rider will be?
Fuck.
And what one do you hope for other than bugs?
Other than bugs. It's too early to say. I think the toys are going to be very interchangeable. Since Gaim, that's been a very strong thing. I think there's going to be a fuckload of forms.
Oh god, none of them are going to be useful for anything. They're going to get replaced by the upgrade immediately as soon as it shows up, like 15 episodes in.
But like, what do you think the theme is going to be? What do you want?
I think we talked about what we wanted before. I think we should talk about what a realistic choice would be.
A realistic choice?
It's tough to say because shit's come so out of left field recently. Like fruit.
Yeah, fruit was a little unexpected. Cards?
Cars.
Cars, yeah.
Maybe ninjas.
Ninjas, dinosaurs, cars.
Well, Kamen Rider doesn't follow the same tropes
as Super Sentai.
Yeah, but I feel like John Toei by now has been like, we haven't done a ninja series.
Ninja Riders.
That might be awesome, actually.
Yeah, I could see it. If it's
a dinosaur rider series would be good too.
Just start taking shit from Sentai. Cowboys, Cowboy Riders.
Cowboy Riders would be awesome.
I guess the thing is, like, Rider wouldn't do a theme so specific. It would do warriors from history. It wouldn't just do cowboys. It would just there would be a cowboy rider and a Viking rider and etc.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of did that with Gaim. There was, like, knights and samurais and Vikings and shit.
And fruit.
So it's kind of hard to tell. And usually there's 2 themes as well. Like fruits and samurais or what have you. So sometimes it's hard to tell. I don't know. I can't make any predictions at this point. I'm waiting for the copyright. It's going to be soon, I think.
It will be soon. It's tough. It really is, because, like I said, stuff's come out of nowhere recently.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gives you an idea, Graham and Zolgheim. It didn't answer your question whatsoever. I would like to see ninjas. I think that'd be cool. I like ninjas a lot anyway.
At this point, I'll take any theme as long as the show's good, please.
You know what would be really awesome?
What?
If it had, like, a movie theme, and that would be killer, like a movie genre theme, which is the Kamen Rider I played in the tabletop game.
Your OC, Do Not Steal.
Kamen Rider Hollywood.
Kamen Rider Hollywood. I'd be down for that.
Who was also a wrestler, based on, you could probably guess.
I need to make a prediction so that they can use it, so I gotta think of something good.
Just figure it out.
How about, I wouldn't mind if they did phones again, actually, but like...
That did, like,
new phones.
Smartphones? Because now you have a smartphone.
Now I have a smartphone, so it's time for them to upgrade as well.
Yeah, Yeah, Liam finally joined the 20th century.
Just in time for 2006, I got a smartphone.
God, you are a decade late on smartphones. That's nuts.
That's nuts. I made it, though.
He's learned to love smartphones since he got one.
Dude, they're
He's
crazy.
been all about it. They're awesome.
They're magic.
They really are.
Mine learned where I worked.
That's
I
scary.
got up in the morning and I turned it on, and it's like it told me the route to work and how bad the traffic was on the route and like what the fastest way is. And I didn't.
Dude, your technology is adapting. It's learning.
I didn't enter.
That's scary.
Yeah, I didn't tell it where I worked or anything. It just used the GPS and was like, well, he goes here for 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So
hopefully that answers your question. Our next question is from James. He says, "Hey guys, my name is James."
Hey James, my name's Liam.
Hey James, my name is Jeff. I'm the one with the stupid southern accent.
Remember.
I have 2 questions to ask you guys. First off, what are your thoughts or opinions on some of the SIC exclusive and stage show writers? I don't know any of them.
Oh. No, they do this thing called SIC Hero Saga, where they put out like a book. The only SIC exclusive rider I know is Kamen Rider White RX, which is Shadow Moon.
Shadow Moon. I know
coming
that.
back as an RX form.
I know one.
What?
There's an Agito that's SIC exclusive.
Oh, really?
It's like a new Agito who's like a god Agito or something.
Is his name yet another Agito, or?
I don't remember what his name is. But that's the only one I know.
I know White RX.
I think it's actually from a novel.
Yeah, that's where they're from. It's those stupid SIC Hero Saga books that they put out.
Yeah.
I'm so appalled by the idea of bringing Nobuhiko back after Black that I just hate. I hate that.
But he already came back. He was in Kamen Rider World, where he was defeated by Kamen Rider J.
That's also not canon.
That's 100% canon.
Not canon.
Jay and Zeto are bestest friends forever.
That was Great Leader disguising himself as Nobuhiko.
Whatever.
It's true.
Whatever you gotta tell yourself to sleep at night.
I'm gonna lie awake at night with bloodshot eyes. No, it wasn't him.
It wasn't Nobuhiko. It wasn't. It was.
I know there's the only stage exclusive rider I know of is Moldy Gaim with the moldy orange arms, which I love.
God, yeah.
I love with a passion. So
that's fucking ridiculous.
So that's my answer. I love stage exclusive riders. I don't like SIC exclusive riders. Although,
I don't know, so I agree.
Oja Survive was SIC exclusive as well, and that was really cool. And so was Raya Survive. So I don't know anymore.
Raya gotta survive in SIC?
Yeah, Raya.
That's ironic.
Don't say why. Raya Survive and Oja Survive were SIC. They never got around to Zolda Survive, though.
That's a shame.
But they're really nice. I think I talked about them last week. When I was talking about they should get Survive forms. But yeah, some of them are cool. Some of them aren't cool. I want a moldy orange arms Gaim toy. I just want a moldy orange, really. Just put it on my desk.
What a good joke. Secondly, what do you guys think of an anime or game crossover with Kamen Rider? For example, a game crossover with Fate Stay Night. I always look forward to listening to you guys every week. Keep up what you guys do best. Fun fact, there already was an anime crossover with Kamen Rider. It was Kamen Rider Fourze and Crayon Shin-Chan.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Which was fucking excellent.
So there was a
live action segment thing as well, where it was a guy in a Shin-Chan mascot costume.
That's hilarious.
It was amazing. I don't think a serious crossover with Kamen Rider and another anime type series would ever be good.
No, I think as a little 10-minute short, a little look, it's Goku or something would be fun. But like, don't take it too far. It wouldn't be.
Yeah,
good.
I mean, anime crossovers tend to be comedic.
Yeah. Really,
anyway. I mean, like the One Piece Dragon Ball crossover is a pure comedy.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody even fights in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I'd like a funny little thing like that. I think I'd sit down and enjoy it.
Yeah, I would not watch a serious one, though.
No, I think it'd be hard to do properly.
I really want an anime adaptation of Spirits.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be... We've talked about this to death, but fuck, that'd be great.
God, I want it so bad. I also want Spirits to be finished being translated.
Well, we all want a lot of things, Jeff.
Next up is The Mighty Bucket.
Okay.
That's what he signed his thing as.
Okay.
Hey guys, love the podcast. Just been listening since Ghost started, but I look forward to it every week. Thank you.
Thanks.
What?
My politeness instincts kicked in. Someone said thanks, and I said no problem. But then I was like, wait.
That's a Canadian thing.
Yeah, we can't control it.
I was wondering if there are any series, parts, or characters in Rider that you'd have enjoyed much more or less if you had watched it as a child. Keep up the good work and have a good week. Regards, The Mighty Bucket. I would probably enjoy Ghost a hell of a lot more if I was a dumb fucking child.
You beat me by 2 seconds.
Besides that, I don't know. Like, there are heavier concepts in most Rider series that I would have missed as a child. I fucking loved Power Rangers as a kid. Have you gone back and watched that shit recently? Mighty Morphin?
I never watched Power Rangers ever.
Jesus Christ.
Even when I was a child, I was like, man, that sure looks dumb.
I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the late 80s, early 90s cartoon. I go back and watch that now. I can't fucking finish an episode. It makes me cringe so hard.
It's one of those things where, like, when you're a kid, you think it's great, and then you come back and you're like, Jesus Christ. It's like a Sonic Adventure for me. I was a kid, I loved it. No, I mean, I still love it, but like, I can look back and be like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
It's so bad.
That is absolutely true. I'll still play Sonic Adventure to this day. I really
sure.
like it, but it's not a good game.
Jesus Christ. If I was a kid, I don't know, most of the Rider series I like have stuff like that you can enjoy them as a kid, but there is a richness to them that you can't really see as a kid. Like there's deeper motivations and themes at play, just a little bit, like just beneath the surface. It's not Shakespeare, except Ghost. But like I'm telling you, the ones I liked usually have some sort of deeper drama at play that you wouldn't really get as a kid.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's any like most of the Kamen Rider that I would enjoy more as a kid would probably be shit that I hate now because I wouldn't have the capacity to have like taste. Like you said,
I probably would have enjoyed Den-O better as a child because the goofy humor would have appealed to me more. I like it. I like Den-O now, but I feel like I probably have enjoyed it more when I was younger.
Yeah. I guess that's kind of the beauty of Kamen Rider is you can watch it as an adult. Well, you can watch some series as an adult and really, like, there's actual stuff there for you.
I tell you, I probably would have hated Kuga as a child.
Yeah, me too.
And I probably wouldn't have liked Agito as a kid either. I wouldn't have liked Blade. I absolutely would have hated Ryuki.
Kuga is just too slow for a kid, I think, at least for kids these days.
I was a dumb fucking child, though.
Me too. And Agito has a lot of, like, there's a lot of episodes of Agito I'm noticing where, like, barely any monster fights and just, like, mysteries and characters and, here's Ryo and he's figuring out what is going on with him and there's the mysterious godchild that got born at the beginning and he's doing something weird and you're like...
I would have been like, what the fuck is even happening
in
this
as
show?
An adult, there's a lot of intrigue for you to latch onto, but as a kid, you're like, what the figgity fuck is going on here? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, that's probably that.
It's weird because, like, I liked Blade Runner as a kid. I don't know why. Because it's so cerebral and, like, intelligent. I don't know.
It's a good movie.
There were robots in it. I like robots a lot. I don't know.
There's a big robot fight and he chokes him and he dies on a rooftop.
Yeah, there's also a robot fight where a bald man with a mustache beats up Harrison Ford for a while.
That's a good one.
I fucking love that movie.
That's a good movie.
But, yeah, I guess that answers your question. I'm never sure if we've actually answered their question when we get to the end of it.
But sometimes it's like we just go off and we start talking about like fucking what's your favorite superheroes for like 10 years. I like Nightwing, and then you come back and you're like, well, we hope that answered your question. See you next week.
I thought you liked Daredevil best.
I like Daredevil and Nightwing.
They're the same character in some ways.
No, they're not. They both fight with sticks. That's it.
They're both super agile, athletic guys who fight with sticks and are in the bad part of an already bad city.
Yeah, but
decide to take care of it for themselves.
Nightwing can see is the difference.
That's a huge difference. Yeah. Also, Nightwing wears blue. Wait a minute, no, he doesn't anymore.
Not anymore. I think he wears like he's not even Nightwing now. He just wears a blue shirt.
He's just Grayson.
He's a secret agent.
Yeah, which is fine. Whatever.
Which is fine.
It's funny that Nightwing gets taken so seriously by the public, like general public, but Robin still doesn't when he was Robin.
Isn't Robin some kind of psycho killer now? He's like Batman's son, who's like a secret assassin.
Yeah, he's Batman's son with Talia al Ghul.
Yeah.
His name's Damien.
My
so
God,
like
we're doing it again.
Child.
We're talking about fucking
and, yeah, well, he's not a crazy assassin anymore. Batman has reformed.
Yeah,
him.
I don't read comics. I just pick this shit up through osmosis.
I don't really like Damian Wayne, but I think the comic that he started starring in has the best title of any comic in the past, like, 20, 30 years.
What is it?
It's called Batman and Son.
Oh, yeah, Batman and Son, yeah.
And the new comic he's in has an even better title.
What's that?
Son of Batman.
I like Batman and Son
Which
more.
is fucking... Son of Batman is like Son of Frankenstein or Son of Dracula. I love it. I don't like the character at all, but... Okay, that's enough.
That's enough. That's
our next question.
We have more? I thought that was the last one.
Dexter writes in again.
Okay.
And he writes, "Hello, Jeff and Liam. If you two were forced to erase one series from existence, which one would you erase?" I feel like I maybe have a different answer than
Jeff,
you.
do you want to say this in unison? Let's just see what happens.
Oh, God.
Ready?
Let me think about this for 1 second.
Okay.
Because my answer's probably going to be pretty controversial.
Oh, so it's probably not going to be mine then.
It's probably not. Why don't you just go ahead and say yours?
Ghost.
I didn't even think.
What did you think I was gonna say?
I thought you were gonna say Kiva.
No,
even though you haven't
I haven't seen
because
Kiva.
you're that type of guy.
I can't speak on Kiva. I might love it if I watch it, but Ghost fucking sucks. And even if it made like a year-long gap when there was no Kamen Rider, great. I can just watch something else. Fuck you.
That's true. I might actually change my answer to that.
What was your answer?
My answer was gonna be kind of because a lot of people love Fies.
Oh.
But Fies is the most fucking frustrating series I've ever watched. Like, it pains me to watch it.
I want to watch Fies.
I've never gotten that far into it because it's so fucking painful.
I hear the characters are pretty dumb.
They really are. They're, like, absolutely brain dead. The only character that's not brain dead is Kaiza, and he's, like, a snidely whiplash hand-wringing villain that no one notices. It would be like if there's a room full of people going, well, I don't know what we should do next. Well, I haven't figured it out, and it pans across them, and they're all thinking, and it gets down to the end, and, like, Snidely Whiplash is rubbing his hands together, and he's like, I know what we should do.
This is all Inui Takumi's fault.
And everybody's like, oh, really, Snidely Whiplash? What should we do? We trust you.
I like that, though, that sort of... Kamen Rider doesn't do that very often, where, like, the secondary rider is evil the whole way. He's just a dick. That's it. That's the end of it. He doesn't turn good. He doesn't become a begrudging ally. He's just a fucking asshole straight to the end.
I hate him.
I like that.
He's actually, in a weird way, he's the only character that you give a shit about in the series because everybody else is such an idiot, a blank slate idiot. There are a couple characters that aren't, but not many.
I'm excited. I'm gonna maybe watch Fies after I'm done with Agito.
You should watch O's. I'm watching O's
putting
right
off
now, and
double
it's real
O's.
good.
I'm putting off double O's and Forze for as long as possible.
Why?
I don't know. I'm more interested in the other shows. I'm more interested in Fies and Blade and Kiva.
I understand that. Like, I'm trying to fill in the gap between Double and Gaim.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch
I don't
Wizard.
know if I'm gonna watch Wizard.
You're gonna have to get through there.
I watched 5 episodes of Wizard, and I think that was enough.
Yeah. I hear that show is criminally boring.
It was very boring, and I didn't care about any of the characters. It's a lot like Ghost in that way, where I just don't care about anybody in it.
If you don't care about the characters, then there's no story, really.
That's probably going to get me some hate mail, which is fine. If you like Fies, different strokes for different folks.
Oh.
Our next email is from Edgar, who says, hey guys, seeing as Amazon Season 2 and Ultraman Orb spin-off series might be brought to the States, do you think it's possible for more tokusatsu to be brought over on streaming services? Thanks for the work you guys put in. Jeff is best waifu. Liam a shit.
Wow, okay. That's all out there, thanks.
Oh, Edgar's my favorite fan now.
I dream of a world where people can go on Netflix and watch Kabuto whenever they want.
Yeah,
with good subs.
I do too. And I will say, I do think that if Amazon's comes over, it will gain an audience.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I think that would be a good thing for tokusatsu in general. We might start getting more of it.
Yeah.
What I don't want to happen is it comes over and it gets like a Forze dub with Heen Sheen.
I'm sure it's not going to get a dub. Come on, they'll treat it with a little respect.
Well, Netflix always leaves the original audio on stuff. I don't know about Amazon. I have Amazon Prime, but I mostly just use it to watch new movies that have come out. All the good old stuff is on Netflix.
Yeah. Well,
Speaking of, this has nothing to do with anything.
As everything we talk about, yeah.
As half this podcast has been.
Yeah.
Watch Armor of God. It's a Jackie Chan movie that I'd never seen.
Mm-hmm.
The first 10 or 15 minutes of it is wildly racist. But the rest of it is fucking amazing.
Wait, racist
Aboriginals.
Oh.
It's like an Indiana Jones martial arts movie.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it's a comedy as well, because it's a Jackie Chan martial arts movie.
Yeah, it's Jackie Chan. It's gotta be funny.
And it is hilarious, has great sets, has awesome action, and it's both intentionally hilarious and unintentionally hilarious.
Yeah.
Which makes for an excellent movie. I haven't seen Armor of God 2 yet, but it's also on Netflix, so I might watch it as well.
It sounds almost as good as The Tuxedo.
Fuck you.
I saw The Tuxedo in theaters.
Oh my god! Why?
I legit don't remember why I walked into the theater that day, but I did, and I saw it on the big screen.
What was the name of that Vin Diesel movie where he was a nanny?
Oh god, I don't know. That stupid trope of putting.
Because I saw that in the theaters.
Oh, The Pacifier. I remember. The Pacifier. Because 2 of my friends were in it.
What?
2 of my friends were extras in that movie.
Oh yeah, all movies are made in Canada. I forgot.
A friend of mine's dad was like a sound guy on it, so he took him and another dude, and they got to be extras in a scene in The Pacifier.
Yeah, I saw that movie in theaters for some reason. I guess I'd seen The Chronicles of Riddick, and I thought, man, Vin Diesel's awesome.
So
I want to see some more Vin Diesel movies.
This movie where he takes care of some babies should be incredible.
I also learned that Vin Diesel has only been in 3 good movies.
Oh well. Would Vin Diesel make a good Kamen Rider?
He's too bulky. He'd be a good guy who turns into a monster that's kind of a good guy.
Oh yeah,
that'd be good.
Who
would be a good American Kamen Rider? Chris Pratt?
Chris Pratt. No already superhero people.
Oh shit. You just cut my balls off here. I don't even know what to say anymore.
Actually, I want to say Tom Holland.
Who's that?
He's the new Spider-Man because he's very young, kind of pretty boy.
He's a little baby boy. He's like
Kamen Riders.
To be a Kamen Rider.
He's got a baby face. He's little.
That's never gonna happen though.
It's never. I think Amazon's could gain a following, and if it does, maybe we'll get something like Super Sentai, right? When they put out the Shout Factory, put out the Jew Ranger.
Yeah.
Just all of these series now are coming out month after month. They keep shooting them out, so maybe I could see something like that happening with Kamen Rider if it gets popular.
Which would be
pretty cool.
Excellent. I'd be picking up DVDs left and right.
That'd be pretty sick.
My only problem is I think somebody pointed out that in the actual release of the Jew Ranger DVDs that they didn't cut out scenes.
Yeah,
and edit the episodes, but they did in the stream.
That was just the Shout Factory stream. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know why either. But if they stay completely unedited, I'd be happy.
Yeah, don't fuck them. That's all.
It's such a simple request. Don't fuck them.
Don't fuck them. Just sub them.
So, I think that did answer your question, Edgar.
Good. Hopefully, somewhere around all the Vin Diesel talk.
We got a lot of emails at the last minute there. Thank you guys for writing in. We appreciate it when you do.
Thank you.
Some weeks we don't get very many emails, so when we get a bunch, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think we got to everybody's email this time.
Oh, wow.
So, if you'd like to have your questions read on the air, you can send them in to riderclubradio@gmail.com, and we'll get it back to you on the show.
Or you could shoot us a tweet at riderclubradio, and we'll also get back to you on the show, unless it's a question we've already answered or something like that, in which case we'll just tweet at you, and you get the satisfaction of knowing that we paid attention to you.
A lot of times people don't particularly like when I answer the question on Twitter. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings or anything.
Specify.
Sometimes you have to tell me if you want it done on the show or not, because I just see the question and I'm like, oh shit, somebody wants to talk about Kamen Rider with me.
Oh, Jeff gets a little overexcited. Please forgive him.
And I am a pea-brained idiot, so you have to tell me. So thanks for listening this week, and we'll see you next week.
See ya.
Peace.